Hey guys, hope you're having a great start to your week. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about RSS feeds. So RSS feeds come on most modern blogs, and what it actually stands for doesn't have a lot to do with this video, but I thought I'd share anyway. RSS stands for a rich site summary. So essentially what an RSS feed is it's a standardized way that websites can have their blog posts or their content actually be read by multiple different programs. So like for us at Meet Edgar, our social media automation tool can actually read a standardized format of your blog and be able to determine things like the title of your blog post, the description of your blog post, and actually create social media status updates from this standardized language. It's not something you usually have to set up. If you have a common WordPress blog, it comes on your blog already. So this is a really cool tool that you can start to utilize in order to start curating content, not only from your own blog for people to see and engage with on social media, but from other blogs within your industry as well. Now, you know content curation is something at Meet Edgar that we really recommend adding into your social media strategy. It not only really helps you position yourself as someone who has the pulse on what's going on in your industry, but it also allows you to share your opinions. And one thing that opinions are really great for is attracting the right kind of audience to your social media. So utilizing curated content isn't just to share the article with just the article headline, right? It's able to be customized by you adding in what you agree with, what you disagree with, giving a little tip for a person to take away from that article who perhaps doesn't have the time to read the whole article, but you can provide that for them. Oops, sorry about that. And you can actually go in and provide someone a lot of value for their day. So if you're someone who is seeking to position yourself as an expert, as someone who is the go-to person in your industry, content curation has to be a part of your strategy. Now, there's even a term for this in the social media world, and that is OPC, which is other people's content. So if you know there's an acronym after it, it's probably something you should pay attention to, and it's a part of the vocabulary you should use within your whole strategy. Essentially, when you're thinking about what content that you want to curate, you have to remember that you're basically endorsing this blog as a really good blog or a really good piece of content in your industry. So you want to vet that information. You never want to share something online that you haven't actually digested yourself and you haven't actually learned from, because that makes your curated content stuff people aren't going to engage with. So when I show you how to use a tool like an RSS feed within Meet Edgar to automate this, please know that I am suggesting not just doing this to have content out in the world for content's sake, but to intentionally go in, add your own thoughts to it, make sure your followers know why you're sharing it, and that it builds that trust with them that the information you are sharing is relevant to their lives. It's really cool to have other people's content as a part of your social media strategy as well, because this allows for relationship marketing. You want to go ahead and give credit to whoever wrote this article. You're obviously in one way giving credit because the link is there directing people and driving traffic to that person's site, but it's also really best practice to, if you can, tag that company or tag that person in your posts. That goodwill and collaboration on social media just allows for future marketing opportunities and for them to know that your company is one that they could partner with in the future. So it's a really cool strategy to take for so many different reasons. If you're new to content curation, one site I always recommend checking out to try to keep an eye on what's going on in your industry, what articles you like around what you're trying to speak to, is using a site like Google Alerts in order to do this. Google Alerts is incredibly simple to set up, and I will go ahead and show you right now. Let me go ahead and share my screen, how you can do this to get started. But Google Alerts essentially allows you, allows you to go in and actually put a keyword that you want to be alerted about. So for us at Meet Edgar, if we want to see what's going on in the industry about social media, we can just do social media, and you can see it's going to give you a preview of what's here. And this is Google essentially saying every time social media comes up or someone publishes something, they'll send you an alert. Now, when you create these alerts, you can see right here that it says create alert. There's a lot of different options you can have to have this alerted. So you could do like once a week, you'll get an email with everything around that keyword sent to you. So in your email, you can then start to get to know the movers and shakers in your industry, what they're writing about, keeping, again, that expert status top of mind. You can do this like once a day or as it happens. I think that gets a little bit obnoxious in your inbox all the time. So I always suggest once a week going through that information. Doing this around a lot of specific keywords in your niche can be really helpful as well. Obviously, social media is a really broad term, so we might want to go ahead and do ones that are a little more targeted, but you get the point. So if you haven't actually played around with Google Alerts before, go ahead and put some of the words that you know would drive really good awareness around your industry in here to start getting those and start seeing what people are writing about more often. The other thing that you can do within Meet Edgar to keep up with your favorite blogs is use our RSS Feed Reader. So within Meet Edgar here, you'll notice that if you go to your Import tab right up here, that you have this RSS feed connection. This is where you can automatically have Edgar pull in blog posts, from the blog you put in here. You can also do this with things like a Pinterest board or a YouTube channel, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But Edgar is going to check whatever RSS feed you add in here, whatever site you add in here, every 24 hours. And if a new post has been released to that blog or to that YouTube channel within that time frame, Edgar will automatically pull it over for you, saving you that time and headache of having to go out every single day to see if a blog post has been released. So let me show you how this works and how you can actually use this. Say I wanted Edgar.com to share all of the Meet Edgar blog posts. I'm going to go ahead and put our blog URL into this text box. When I click Find RSS Feed, Edgar's going to say, great, there's an RSS feed connected here. Now all I have to do is go ahead and put it into a category. So if this is for my blog posts, I could put it into my blog post category within Edgar. Or if this is curated content, you could consider having a specific category called like recommended reads. From there, you're letting Edgar know which of your social accounts you would like to send this out to. So I could go ahead and check off that I want to send it to my Facebook groups here. And then you'll notice you have the option to either send it directly to your library or to a pending content queue. So if I send this directly to my library, what happens is every 24 hours when Edgar does that check, he'll automatically pull that over into this category, and it will be eligible to go out to my social media accounts based on when I've scheduled that category. Or if this is for other people's content, I truly recommend sending it to a pending content queue, because this gives you that availability to go in and approve the post if you decide it's a great one your community will find value in, reject the post if it's not one that's going to provide them value, or the most important part, to edit it and add in your own thought leadership or ask your community a question to boost your engagement rates. So when I choose to send this to my pending content queue, when I click to add the feed here, the pending content queue within Edgar will also be in your library. So when we go ahead and import this, so you can see you can import this at any time you want here, or Edgar automatically checks this again every 24 hours. Within your library here, you'll notice that whenever a new post is released to the pending content section, you'll get this little number above it. When I click on this pending content section here, you can see what Edgar automatically brings over is the title and the URL. So this is the magic of RSS feeds, right? The standardized RSS feed on our website told me, Edgar, what the title is, as well as what the blog post URL is here, and we've created this status update for you. Now, if I just wanted to share this, I can prove it right away. Or again, I can click edit within my pending content, because nothing from pending in the library of your Meet Edgar account will actually send out until you approve it. So from here, I can come and I can customize this to add in what I want to say to my followers to give them a little more personality behind why I'm sharing this, and to, again, go ahead and have that expert status showing. The other thing that I love using this for is our YouTube channel. So obviously we do a lot on YouTube, and we want to make sure that we're not just using the YouTube videos just on YouTube, right? That's the power of social media, being able to distribute it and amplify your message out to multiple networks. So what I want to do with my Meet Edgar software here is go ahead and grab my YouTube channel, add it as an RSS feed. So every time we do a new YouTube video, it automatically gets pulled into my content library within Meet Edgar and can send out. So how you do this is the exact same way. It's just a little bit of a more customized URL that you put in this section here. That URL is actually available in our Help Center here. And you can actually go to the Meet Edgar Help Center, type in YouTube, and this will come up. But here's the URL that you're going to use for a YouTube channel. It's just right here. So what I'm going to do is copy and paste this. In this section that says your channel ID, you're obviously not going to want to leave that. You're going to want to go ahead and replace that with your channel ID. So when I come to my Meet Edgar account, if I wanted to add that in, I'm going to add that first part after the equal sign. What your channel ID is just this string of numbers right here. That's after that /channel. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and put it into my Meet Edgar account after that equal sign here. Click on Find RSS Feed, and Edgar will be able to then automate getting every single YouTube video I put out into my Meet Edgar library, and it will share based on when that category has been scheduled within my account. So you can see what a powerful tool this is to be able to make sure that you're not having to copy and paste and do extra work, or to make sure you're not missing any of the content that either you're creating or that you're curating from other people. So if you've never used RSS feeds before, I 100% recommend that you go out and try to curate some content for your social media followers. As I mentioned, the most important thing to remember here is to really get your own thoughts behind it. It is going to be a place where people come to truly engage with your thought leadership and to make sure that you are being seen as someone who puts great content out. It's kind of like the water cooler effect, right? If we go to work and we're standing around the water cooler, a lot of the time we talk about the best articles that we've read or the best TV shows that we've consumed recently. This is kind of the same for social media. We want to take what works in real life and bring it into social media, because truly humans are consuming and creating what's going on in the social media channels. So if you separate this and you make yourself a little crazy thinking, this isn't going to work because I'm not a social media expert. I don't know how to do this. Just go back to the fact that it is real life human behavior that works on social media too. So what would you share with someone if you were in a conversation with them and talking to them about the best articles you've read recently? Would you actually just tell them, this is the headline, here you go? No, you would have a story behind it, whether it was where you found it, how you found it, why you love it, what you disagree with. Stuff like that really, really matters. So I would suggest going in there and thinking about the ways you can curate your articles in this fashion. So get out there. If you haven't used our RSS Feed Reader in Meet Edgar before, it is a huge time saver and one of my very favorite features to automate stuff. So let me know if you do have any questions in the comments below. I am more than happy to go ahead and answer them, or email support@meetedgar.com, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great Monday.